When I was just a kid growing up in southern Michigan, my dad read about some mysterious trees in the Sierra Nevada range of California. A species that could grow to be 300 feet tall, more than 30 feet in diameter, and live to be 3,500 years old. Sequoia dendron, more frequently known as giant sequoias. From my childhood on, I was fascinated. I knew one day I had to see them. And, well, today is finally the day. This afternoon, I'm walking through a grove of giant sequoias for the first time in my life. In 1852, Augustus Dowd was a hunter for the Union Water Company. In the spring of the year, while tracking a wounded grizzly through unfamiliar territory, Dowd found himself standing in a grove of enormous trees. Those trees were the same giant sequoias that make up the grove that I'm walking through today. At first, nobody believed Dowd. How could a tree grow that large? But soon enough, word spread. Newspapers picked up the story, spectators and entrepreneurs started showing up. The largest of the trees in the grove was one particular tree titled the Discovery Tree. And in 1853, less than a year after Dowd stumbled upon it, the Discovery Tree was unceremoniously stripped of its bark and cut down. In those days, there were no saws large enough to fell a tree of this stature. So instead, a group of 5 men spent 22 days drilling holes through it until it was too weak to stand. When the tree hit the ground, it was discovered to be 1,244 years old. It was 280 feet tall and 25 feet in diameter. The outer bark was sent to San Francisco, where it was reassembled to look like the original tree. A piece of carpet and a piano were placed inside, with seating arrangements for 40 paying customers. After San Francisco, the bark traveled to New York City, where it was placed on public display there as well. In the spring of 1854, the New York Herald wrote, "The big tree from California, ready for exhibition on the 8th of May. Meanwhile, the stump, the one I'm standing on today, was converted to a dance floor. But not everybody agreed with the tree's execution and exploitation. The late naturalist John Muir crisply put it like this: "Then the vandals danced upon the stump." Another writer, a Boston-based editor, said, "To our minds it seems a cruel idea, a perfect desecration to cut down such a splendid tree. But in this money-making go-ahead community, $30,000 or $40,000 are paid for it, and the purchaser chops it down and ships it off for a shilling show." Another tree in the grove, this one, to be precise, was stripped of its bark as well. This one was called the mother of the forest. The bark of this tree made it as far as London's Crystal Palace. Standing here today, all I can see is the fire-charred remains, barkless, quietly standing in a snowy forest. Concerning the skinning of this tree, I'll quote John Muir once more. Skinning this tree alive is as sensible a scheme as skinning our great men would be to prove their greatness. As I walk through this ancient grove, I have to confess there are moments when I am tempted to unleash my own displeasure at the felling of these great trees. But then I remember the hard-fought progress of more recent years. These trees are now protected. So today I am not here to eulogize the dead. I am here to celebrate what is still alive. My children are with me. They get to see these trees as well. Today, we walk among giants. We gaze up at their lofty crowns while we climb upon their fallen members. We respect them. They are ancient, but we also enjoy them. Today is a good day. It's a good day for trees, a good day for humans. Today is a day in which both can thrive in the same world, in the same grove. As I close this, let me leave you with a few simple words. Cutting down a tree, or a grove of trees, is certainly not the same as taking the life of a human being. The tree is without a soul. Nevertheless, the tree, as a tree, is a valuable thing, and it imparts a quiet sense of understanding to us. Be still. Let your roots run deep. Let them cut through the sod of opinions and dogmas. Let them settle down into the deeper wisdom of the earth. Stand tall. Sometimes, a beautiful thing was only designed for that purpose alone. It was never meant to be exploited. It was only meant to be beautiful. And that, sometimes, that is enough. As always, until next time, thanks for the company.